All right, welcome to this episode of Ask Pitch Anything. If you have questions yourself, the kind of questions that lead you to get into companies to make your presentation, people aren't returning your phone call, they're not investing in your company, they're not doing your deal, ask us, maybe we can solve that problem. So hit us up on Twitter at Ask Pitch Anything. So here's a question from Ivan who asked, how much pestering is too much? So I think what's interesting here is the word pestering. You should, in my mind, the word pester doesn't exist. When I call a company, when I go in to make a pitch, when I send an email, when I go visit them, they're lucky to have me there. I've chosen them to hear from me and see the kinds of services and products that I have. And so we never pester our customers. Strike that word from your vocabulary. And says, Oren, you have the budget to travel anywhere in the world to pitch anything. Yes, that's true. I do have that budget, but I don't. Traveling is expensive. It is time consuming, and it's not the best way to get in contact with people until you know you're going there to close a deal. That's why we work so hard on these cold emails, on cold outreach, on any kind of outreach, on phone calls, phone presentations, Skype. Building that capability saves you millions of dollars in travel, right? So getting good at cold approach is it. So the question is, so when your name isn't Oren Claff, how do you know when you're really not welcome, as opposed to your prospect being too busy to talk? Good question, right? When are people giving the cold shoulder and are really not interested in your product? Or when are they just too busy and they're just not replying to your email because they don't understand how important what your product or service is? So I think the great thing about investors in big companies, if you frame up this dilemma as really high contrast, they will tell you where the head is really at. So if you can say, hey, John, we've passed a couple of emails back and forth or reached out a few times. Just one quick question. Is this something that you guys know you need to do, but you're just really busy and tight on time and scheduling is hard? Or does it feel like this is not a product and a service that is right for you guys? Nothing could convince you or drag you to spend money on this, and you're going in a totally different direction. I'm okay, just tell me which one it is. So if you frame it up really high contrast, right, then big companies, investors will be honest with you, and they'll tell you, hey, listen, I'm trying to be nice to you, we just do not spend money in this area, we're not gonna buy it, and you're wasting your time here. Or, yeah, my time's been tight, schedule's been crazy, but I do wanna hear what you have to say. So make it really high contrast, either you're interested but you don't have time, or you're completely not interested. Then, if they respond in sort of a gray area, which is, well, it's something we should look at in the future, then you can come back in super strong and say, hey, listen, you're a big company, just be direct. Is this something that you're just don't have budget for and aren't going to buy, right? And that will make you the higher status person. Somebody who gives you a gray answer, which is on the fence or between the lines, that lets you push them around and say you're the one with the high contrast answer. So, okay, this has been Ask Pitch Anything. You can find us on Twitter. If you have questions you need to ask, then submit them in and we'll see if we can get to them. And also, if you haven't read Pitch Anything yet, hop over to Amazon and type in my name, Oren Clapp, or Pitch Anything. Get the book, read through it, and you'll learn a lot about how to walk in a room, reach out, cold email, and how to pitch deals that will actually close and make you a lot of money. We'll see you next time on Ask Pitch Anything.